Episode 26, Rebuilding the Heart, the December series, Day 26, Rebuilding the Heart. The Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz believed he had no heart. He stood frozen in the forest, rusted in place, unable to move, unable to feel, convinced that he was hollow inside. But here is the truth. The Tin Man felt everything. He wept when he accidentally stepped on a beetle. He cared deeply for his friends. He was the most compassionate character in the entire story. But he could not see it, because someone told him he had no heart, and he believed them. This is what narcissistic abuse does to your emotions. It convinces you that you cannot feel properly, that your emotions are too much or not enough, that your heart is broken, defective, empty. And after enough repetition, you believe it. You start shutting down emotionally, numbing yourself, protecting yourself, building walls around your heart. Just like the Tin Man's rust, layer by layer you harden until you cannot feel anything at all. But here's what you need to understand. You never lost your heart. The narcissist just convinced you to lock it away. In the Matrix, people who have been plugged in too long stop feeling real emotions. They experience simulated feelings, programmed responses, artificial connections, but nothing genuine. Because the Matrix cannot replicate authentic human emotion. It can only mimic it. This is what narcissistic abuse does to your heart. It replaces real emotion with simulated connection. The narcissist love-bombed you. They mirrored you. They created an illusion of deep emotional intimacy. But it was not real. It was a simulation, and your heart responded to it because your heart is real. Your heart is capable of genuine love. Your heart is designed for authentic connection. But the narcissist's heart is not. And when you realize that the connection was one-sided, your heart broke. Not because your heart was defective, but because you were trying to connect with someone who was emotionally hollow. You were pouring real love into an empty vessel, and it drained you. Here is what narcissistic abuse does to your heart. First, it teaches you that feeling is dangerous. The narcissist punished you for feeling. When you were happy, they deflated you. When you were sad, they mocked you. When you were angry, they called you crazy. So you stopped feeling. You numbed yourself. Not because you wanted to, but because it was the only way to survive. Dr. Judith Herman explains that emotional numbing is a survival mechanism. When emotions become too dangerous to express, the brain shuts them down. You do not stop having emotions. You just stop accessing them. They are still there, buried, locked away, rusted over, like the Tin Man. Second, it makes you doubt your own feelings. The narcissist invalidated your emotions constantly. They told you that you were overreacting, being too sensitive, making a big deal out of nothing. And eventually, you started to doubt yourself. Maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe my feelings are wrong. And once you stopped trusting your own emotions, the narcissist had complete control. In The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man constantly questions whether he can feel. He asks the wizard to give him a heart. He does not trust that his emotions are real, even though he feels more deeply than anyone else in the group. Third, it creates emotional exhaustion. You gave everything. You poured out love. You showed up. You cared. You tried. You invested. And you got nothing back. Or worse, you got cruelty back. Your heart was constantly giving, and never receiving. And eventually, your heart ran dry. Not because your heart was incapable of love, but because you were trying to fill a bottomless pit. In Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, Jesus says, "Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks." The narcissist's mouth spoke cruelty, manipulation, lies, blame. Because that is what filled their heart. Your mouth spoke love, encouragement, truth, hope. Because that is what filled your heart. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. And your cup was drained completely. Fourth, it makes you fear feeling again. You are afraid to love again because love led to pain. You are afraid to trust again because trust led to betrayal. You are afraid to be vulnerable again because vulnerability led to exploitation. So you keep your heart locked away. You keep the walls up. You keep the rust in place. Because feeling again means risking pain again, and you are not sure your heart can survive another break. But here is the truth. Your heart is stronger than you think. The fact that it is still beating after everything you endured proves that. Fifth, it disconnects you from joy. You do not feel excited about things anymore. Everything feels flat, muted, gray. This is called anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure, and it is a common symptom of complex trauma. Your brain shut down the joy receptors to protect you from pain, because joy and pain are processed in the same emotional centers. But you were not meant to live in emotional flatness. You were meant to feel the full spectrum. Sixth, it makes you believe you are unlovable. The narcissist treated you like you were disposable, replaceable, worthless, and your heart internalized that message. You started to believe, if I were lovable, they would have loved me. But this is a lie. The narcissist's inability to love you says nothing about your lovability. It says everything about their incapacity. You cannot get water from a stone. You cannot get love from a narcissist. In 1 John chapter 4 verse 8, it says, "He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love." The narcissist does not know love, not because you failed to teach them, but because they have rejected the source of love. Seventh, it makes you confuse intensity with intimacy. The narcissist's love was intense. The highs were high. The passion was overwhelming. But intensity is not intimacy. Intensity is adrenaline, drama, chaos, emotional volatility. Intimacy is safety, consistency, trust, emotional stability. The narcissist gave you intensity and called it love, and your heart became addicted to the chaos. Now healthy love feels boring, but real love is not a roller coaster. Real love is a steady foundation. Real love does not drain you. Real love restores you. Eighth, it creates emotional flashbacks. You feel emotions that do not match your current reality. Sudden waves of fear, panic, shame, grief. This is because trauma is stored in the body, in the heart. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk explains that trauma rewires the emotional centers of the brain. Your heart remembers what your mind has tried to forget. Ninth, it makes you afraid to need anyone. You needed the narcissist, and they used that need against you. So you learned, needing someone gives them power over you. And now, you do not let anyone in. You handle everything alone. But here is the truth. You were designed for connection. Isolation is not strength. Isolation is survival mode. And you do not have to survive anymore. You can live. 10th, it makes you believe your heart is broken beyond repair. You look at the damage and think, I will never love like I used to. I am too broken, too damaged, too rusted. But here is what you need to know. The Tin Man was never broken. He was just stuck. And all he needed was oil, movement, care, and he could feel again. Your heart is not broken beyond repair. It is just protecting itself. And with time, with care, with the right people, it will open again. Here is how to rebuild your heart. First, acknowledge the emotional damage. You are not being dramatic. Your heart was attacked. This is not your fault. Second, give yourself permission to feel again. Start small. When you feel joy, let yourself feel it. Do not judge your emotions, just feel them. Third, practice emotional safety. Surround yourself with people who honor your emotions. Your heart needs to learn that feeling is safe again. Fourth, stop apologizing for your emotions. You do not need to say sorry for crying or being hurt. Your emotions are not a burden. Fifth, reconnect with what brings you joy. What did you love before the narcissist? Go back to those things. Your heart needs to remember what joy feels like. Sixth, grieve what you lost. You lost time, trust, a version of yourself that felt freely. Let yourself feel the weight of what was taken from you. Seventh, learn the difference between intensity and intimacy. Real love is steady, consistent, safe. It does not drain you, it restores you. Eighth, practice vulnerability in safe spaces. You do not have to open your heart to everyone, but you do need to open it to someone. Ninth, stop punishing yourself for loving the narcissist. You loved deeply, genuinely, with everything you had. That is not something to be ashamed of. That proves the strength of your heart. 10th, trust that your heart can heal. It will not happen overnight. But slowly, layer by layer, the rust will fall away, and you will feel again. In Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 26, God says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." This is your promise. Your heart of stone will become a heart of flesh again. A heart that feels, loves, trusts, hopes. The Tin Man never needed the wizard to give him a heart. He had a heart the entire time. He just needed to recognize it, trust it, let it feel again. And so do you. You have a heart, a beautiful, powerful, resilient heart. The narcissist tried to convince you it was empty, but they were wrong. Your heart was never empty. It was just protecting itself, and now it is safe to open again. In The Matrix, when Neo is brought back to life, Trinity says, "I'm not afraid anymore." This is your declaration. You are not afraid anymore. Not afraid to feel, to love, to be vulnerable, to hope, because you know the truth now. Your heart is not broken. Your heart is exactly what it was always meant to be, capable of deep, genuine, powerful love. You are not the Tin Man rusted in the forest anymore. You are the Tin Man who realizes he felt everything all along, who realizes his heart was the strongest one in the group. You trust your heart. You trust your emotions. You trust your capacity to love. You are awake. You are feeling. You are free. Tomorrow, day 27, rebuilding courage. The Cowardly Lion thought he had no courage, but he faced every fear. Ready for episode 27 with the Cowardly Lion?